The material is irrelevant. It's just that that happens to be the material that I use. You take an ordinary material like wire and you give it a new definition. That's all.
When I was in the camp in Arkansas, we had our fortunes told. So I was told that I probably should be an artist.
If you take a material, you like to know how far you can take it from what is traditionally known to do, like a piece of paper. You like to take it another step, and you find that you can go from 2 dimension to 3 dimension. That interests me.
For Ruth, what she learned was that art making was about more than simply creating objects to put in the world. As a process, as a practice for individuals, it can be transformative. It's something to have within everybody's life. The truth is, I think so many people have these stories that are completely extraordinary and they don't know it because it's just their life.
But I'm curious to know where it will take me, and it may be something very different from anything you ever imagined.
Black Mountain really influenced my whole approach. When Albers gave a class, say in paper, you weren't talking about going from paper, which is not very important, and going to, next you go into glass, and then next you go to wood, and then finally you graduate to plastics, because that's sort of the modern material. But we always went from paper to paper to paper to paper. To make paper do what it hasn't done yet. So you're only talking about paper. And then when you're through with the lesson, then you fold it and you put it back in your drawer. It's paper again. What he was talking about was abstracting from the material, rather than being concerned with your own design ideas and forcing something into it. What you do is you become background, just like a parent allows the child to express himself, and the parent becomes sort of supportive. What Albers did graphically, Bucky did by trial and error, just by putting marbles and pieces of paper together. And then he proceeded to unload in his tiny little aluminum trailer. All these things kept bouncing out. And then his idea to the college when he said, well, I'm the most successful failure. What I feel close to him about is that he gathered all of this information out of his own experience. For me, Bucky talks about basic principles. The use of the material to create a shape that can only be done by that material. That combination is what I'm interested in. The thing that really impressed me most about both Bucky and Albers is that they made a lifetime commitment. They weren't interested in ideas that were solved. They were only interested in ideas that didn't have a shape yet. I always begin from the inside. working inside, and then working on the surfaces inside, and then comes out here. And then when this comes to a certain point, then I begin to work inside and then go on up. So that the interesting thing about this is that this is the outside surface in here, and then it becomes the inside surface of the next form. And then some of the examples that you could see would be this one here, where the center one is in here, and then it comes out and surfaces, and then goes in again and comes out again and comes around, so that this is a continuous surface. The things that interest me are the proportions that I see. When I'm working on a thing, then I am conscious of this kind of shape out here, and that shape by itself is not very interesting, but when I put one next to it, then I look at this shape that is out here.